Good day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. Now, this is my pre-release for the new content on my channel, and this is the early access game Valheim. Now, today I am joined by a very special guest, Grimmcore from the developers team from Valheim. He's one of the artists behind the game. Grimmcore, say hello.
Hello, thank you for having me on.
It's an absolute honor to have you here, considering that you made such a great game. I know several YouTubers.
It's,
Several
it's
YouTube.
actually an honor for me to be on because I love being on these kind of things and just talking and saying what we think about and just hearing the compliments and everything from you guys is amazing. So
Yeah.
I'm honored that you chose me to be on your show. Thank you.
To be honest, when someone makes such a great game that it literally explodes on early access when nobody even knew it was coming, it just says that you guys made a phenomenal game. I won't lie, when I first saw it, I didn't think it was all that great. No offense. And then I saw Tagback TV playing your game, and on his second stream, in his second 2 hours, I was like, this is an amazing game. The graphics may not look like other top tier titles, but this game is absolutely amazing, and who knows how great this game will be in the next year because as you said, this is early access, so I'm suspecting that there's going to be a ton more coming out in this game, possibly even graphics improvements with future updates. Am I right or wrong with that?
Okay, so basically, why the big deal why we use the graphics that we use is mostly because we like pixelized art.
Oh, okay.
Most of the people that seem like that. So that's the big one is that. But then also, just because of the lo-fi and the low poly style that we have, we can work a lot faster than bigger studios. We can push out stuff and create stuff a lot faster. Just because of the pixelated, the noise, and the textures and everything, we don't have to put too much attention on trying to make it look like AAA games. So, like I said to another guy, just before early access, we decided to redo or recreate the A tier, the first boss, which
Yeah.
he was okay before, but I mean, it took us basically 1 week to remake the whole boss.
Whoa, okay, now.
Which I know. So in bigger studios, that would take maybe a couple of months just to remake a boss, but just because of the work that we have and working close in a small team is also one of the things that actually gives us the advantage to be able to push stuff faster and talk directly and have direct communications with each other. So I know that a lot of people are actually saying like we should get a bigger team, and I strongly disagree. We're super fast when it comes down to it. What was the question, by the way?
The question was if there were any graphics improvements and things coming out with future updates, like
Right, yeah.
a mod with better graphics, by any chance?
No, we're not going to be improving the graphics in resolution in that way. You'll still have the same textile density as we have right now. However, we are working on, like, since I started working there, I have improved the model the polygon count models. So you'll probably see more detailed. I say more, but you'll probably see more detailed meshes and 3D models in the future because the only way we can actually push details these days is by doing the better mesh design and silhouette design on our creatures. So that's probably the only place you'll see graphical improvements from our side.
Okay.
I'll leave the cool 8K textures to all the cool modders out there.
Okay, that's going to be fantastic. So another big question on the game that I have to ask is, early access, your game is absolutely amazing. I have to admit, once I watched through 6 hours, I was like, there is no way I'm missing this game. I have to play it. I don't care what I do, I'm going to get a PC and I'm going to play this game. So, how much more great content is there still to come? Is early access like a third or a fifth or even half the game, or is it even less than what I'm thinking?
So right now we've got 5 biomes in the game, 6 if you count the oceans. We want to make a bigger deal out of the oceans later down the line.
Okay.
But we're not currently working on Mistlands, but we do have Mistlands planned. I think it's in the game. Also, we've got like Deep North and Ashlands in the game as well, but there's nothing there. I don't know if we've decided if we are going to keep Ashlands in Deep North. We'll just have to see. The way that we design our game is, and how we work is trying to work organically to see, does this still fit the visual style or the overall vision of Valheim? I mean, we could change a lot of things in the future, but absolutely, we're probably 75% done, or at least 50% done with content.
Oh, okay, that is fantastic.
So there's still a lot more place that we want to focus our attention and focus details and more gameplay. So yeah, there's still a lot left to do until we feel that the Valheim experience is totally complete.
Okay, and then something that another YouTuber and myself were discussing, that's Havoc37. We were talking about whether this game is going to have DLCs coming in the future. So, are you going to add new maps, new areas, basically that are outside of this first map? So, like an entirely new environment for us to go through. And is there a roadmap for it at the moment from your side as a developer?
So we said a long time back that any DLCs we do is going to be free, so it's not going to be paid. You don't have to pay for those things. We just feel it's unnecessary to pay for them, at least for us. At least maybe for other game developers, it's a must. But we just want to if we do DLCs, it'll be free, and if we do DLCs, it'll probably be after Valheim is complete. I think the most important thing is try to complete the first experience before pushing out new content. And we have talked about different kind of cool DLC projects that we could do, but we feel like we need to focus on trying to complete this first. Stay focused on the Valheim saga first, and then we'll see what'll happen after that. But after we release the full game Valheim, we still intend to keep update coming content and so on. So we want to continue Valheim, evolving Valheim even after we release the full game.
Okay. Just another question. Are there any rideable tames in the game at the moment? Or is that something that's coming in the future, or hasn't it even been planned?
We talk a lot about mounts, and I mean, basically you could jump up on a deer and ride around on that right now, but it won't be like riding. But the thing is, when we talk about mounts, it has, or anything in Valheim, it has big impact on the overall gameplay. So if we would put in mounts right now, I would say we would probably just delete the portals. It feels very unnecessary to have so many different travel systems. And also, if we put in mounts, it'd probably be a stamina system coupled to the mount, or a taming system, or something that makes you want to care for your horse or your, I don't know, bear, moose, whatever you're riding. You'll have to take care of it. It has to be gameplay, because otherwise you'll just have a mount, a horse or something, and you press a button and you'd run fast, which doesn't really make sense in Valheim's sense. Like, it might make sense in World of Warcraft, where you press an icon and you get your horse and you ride faster. But in Valheim, if we implement something like that, it would probably be a bit more complicated and more things that you have to attend to.
Okay. Another major question that I've been asking myself is your game inspired by anything out there already, like your progression system? Is it by any chance inspired by How to Make Everything, with the way he unlocks his system for his videos? Or is this here coming from another video game system or from a historic system that you are looking at?
I think Valheim is a lot of different things that we like from different games. The biggest thing is that we don't really play a lot of we don't play survival games, any of us. and here we are creating a survival game, which is pretty fun because we get to come from a standpoint where we don't know really know what survival games is, but we don't play any, and we don't think that they're so fun. So we're just like, okay, how do we make it fun? How do we make it so you actually like it in Valheim? It doesn't have to be so tedious. But I mean, Richard, he had a lot of big inspiration from Terraria.
Okay.
I myself, I'm a big Dark Souls 3 fan. I love Dark Souls, and I think
Alright.
that's where we get the difficulties in Valheim. We've got Skyrim as well. A lot of the inspiration for the skill system is from Skyrim, and we also like the idea that just in real life, if you do something, you get better at it, and I think it feels a bit more organic when you're not just leveling. I'm a level 3 Viking. Now I'm a level 5 Viking. I mean, it's really tangible, and you can really you can compare yourself much easier with levels. But it's always more difficult to compare someone with skills, which is, I think, is a more interesting way to see it. Like, I'm really good at maces. Doesn't mean that I'm really good at combat.
Yeah, you can hit people really hard on the head, but if they run, you're in trouble.
Exactly.
All right, yeah, that is a really good inspirational story. So you took influence from a lot of separate sources, made them into a fantastic game. And honestly, I guarantee you there's tons of people in our communities with the content creators, with just regular people who are really surprised by your game because when it just launched, as I said, nobody expected this game to be that good. When you look at it for the first 20 minutes, it may not be the most entertaining for some people due to the lower graphics system, but once you get that little feel of it, and you see that there's a progression system, and it's actually working better for you as you progress longer, I think that a lot of people start getting hooked into your game at that point. It's what hooked me to it when I saw that you kill boars, you kill deers, you kill fishtails, you get all those meat products together just so that you can keep yourself satiated in the game. And the moment I saw that, I was just like, uh, why should I waste my time with Ark where I know I'm going to spend like 3 months just to reach a fair enough level to participate in boss battles when I can jump onto this game? I can progress fair enough. There's easy bosses in the start, there's extremely difficult bosses as I progress, and if I'm too weak, I can always get together with my friends and just knock through a few of these bosses. And as a community, we can grow together, we can have a nice, fun environment. It allows you to level the land, raise the land, and your building system is so realistic. It was just unbelievable to see someone with that type of dedication to make a game. The smoke effect inside a house, I was shocked to see that for the start, and the progression of items with the crafting. The moment I saw it, the first thing I thought was how to make everything. He literally does that in real life, and I'm thinking this is my chance to play exactly what I wanted to see someone make in a few years. So those are all the things that really gave me a hit to jump onto your game. So you in charge of art, am I correct?
Oh, yep,
Okay.
basically, yes.
So the one thing I have to say about the art is absolutely stunning just from the opening screen, watching the trees sway. What gave you the idea to make things look so real in relation to their interaction with the environment?
I think like, Richard, he is the guy who actually started making Valheim by himself. He
Oh,
started
okay.
making everything by himself. So I'm just a continuation of him
Oh,
basing
okay.
the art style. But basically, he wanted to take something that is really lo-fi, like PlayStation 1. That's what everyone's comparing right now. But also try to get modern lighting into the game, so you'd still appreciate it and you'd still think it's beautiful. I do understand that people looking at a screenshot, I felt the same way as well. Valheim on screenshots doesn't make it really justice. You have to actually go in and see the trees move around and everything, that it feels alive. And also, one thing is that does matter a lot to capture people's attention. You're looking at it all the time. But when you start, for example, when you start building your base, we put up these mechanics and these constructions that you have to fulfill some requirements. And this in turn turns your little shack where you can sleep into something that you want to invest your time into. And as soon as you start investing time into something that is specifically yours, the art of that house becomes your thing. So now you start to like the art still, instead of like, oh, I don't like these pixels, which I think goes really nicely hand in hand. Would it be the same if we had more high resolution on our stuff? I don't know. Probably we would still give this the same feeling, but we still like the lo-fi feel of everything.
One thing I have to commend you guys on, the lo-fi feel of your game makes it very easy for lower range PCs to play it. So you have a lot bigger audience, and there's tons of people with a lot lower level PCs who are going to be jumping onto this game because they wouldn't be able to play a game like Ark or let's see, what is the other one in this class? Red Dead Redemption, Nautica, Subnautica. All those games are in the same classification as what you have. I don't know if you're planning to go to console like Xbox and PS by any chance.
Just want to comment one thing is that even though Valheim is very, it's not that GPU intensive, it is still very CPU intensive. So I think a lot of people get the misconception that maybe just because it looks bad, it has to be a very easy game for your computer to run. However, with all simulations we're doing all the time and the ownerships of certain items, changing ownership of them and so on, it's very CPU intensive. So it can be a bit of a misconception that it's just not, that it's easy to run on older computers. But yeah, we have talked about porting. We just don't feel like porting it right now to anything would actually benefit us. We feel like once we iron out all the big bugs and everything, and once Valheim is probably more complete, I think that's when we're going to be talking about any ports or anything. We feel like if we start porting something now, we're going to be handling, let's say for PlayStation and Xbox or for Switch, we'll be handling the like 3 times as much of bugs. Because of that. And I feel it's better we just put all our focus on trying to make Valheim as good as it can be on PC first, and then try to expand a bit more.
Honestly, I couldn't have asked for a better message from a developer ever when I've ever spoken to a developer. A developer always says we're looking to greater heights, and they'll never ever be this honest about their stuff. So I'm really, really impressed with the way you've spoken in this little interview. I'm not going to hold you for much longer. Obviously, you are a busy man, and you most probably have a ton more things to do on the day. So I'm just going to tell you thank you for joining me for the short form interview. I'm not going to hold you for too long, as I said. But I hope that you do enjoy my content when it comes out. I hope that my content does justice to your game. And yeah, I really hope to see this game go to all new heights in the next year or two. I'm hoping to see it on the top 10 list of games with a list of like 50 mods in the next year or two. Any messages you want to give to the audience who I have?
I just want to say thank you. If you play Valheim and you like it, thank you so much for supporting us. And if you don't like Valheim, please go refund it. Because we don't want you playing our game if you don't like playing it. So just go refund it if you can. And thank you so much for all the support, basically, yeah.
And I have to also say thank you a lot for giving us an amazing game that we can have fun with as a community. Yeah, that's going to be about it. So guys, catch you all in the next one. Have a good day.